My name is Heidi Tripfellner. I have attended Heartland since October of last year, so almost 6 months now. I am a mother, I am a grandmother, and I am a widow. After being married for 25 wonderful years, my husband lost his battle with cancer 5 years ago. I'd have to say that was probably the starting point to this journey for me. Prior to my husband's passing, I was always a really joyful person. Super positive, upbeat, happy, optimistic. Cost a little bit too much, but you get the picture. That person died right along with him. My friends and family still saw that person they thought was strong. They still saw that funny, happy girl, but she really wasn't there anymore. Inside, I was broken. When I wasn't just extremely angry or in so much pain that I couldn't function, I was just totally numb. I spent years just faking my way through it, and it was becoming too much. I would be driving home from work and just imagine what it would be like to just close my eyes and take my hands off the wheel, hoping that whatever happened after that would be better than what I was going through. And if it wasn't for my daughter and what it would have done to her, I wouldn't have made it this far. So last August, everything really just caught up to me. Faking being okay just was getting exhausting. It was too much. I quit my job. I decided I was going to try to focus on myself. I wanted to get into community service. I wanted to get back into having fun with people, being engaged with people. And I thought church would be a good place to start with that. I probably would consider myself, prior to this, an agnostic. I figured there was some type of higher power. Didn't really explore it, didn't really delve into it too much. But I was just hoping, at the end it didn't just stop. So I thought there was some type of God, because the alternative was just horrible. I didn't know what I was looking for, didn't know what the church should have, but I knew that I drove by this Heartland barn every day for years, and something was just telling me that that was the place that I should be. So my first experience at Heartland that Sunday was horrible and wonderful all at the same time. I came in with my sister-in-law. We sat in the very back, and I spent the first 15 minutes of Pastor Ben's service really uncomfortable, nauseous, angry, hot. I just wanted to leave. I wanted to escape. I did not want to be here. I did not want to hear what he had to say, and I couldn't figure out a way to get out the door without people noticing, or without embarrassing her, or without getting caught by one of those wonderful gentlemen standing by the door. So I stayed. And after about 15 minutes, just this incredible peace came over me. I got calm. And the calm lasted a couple minutes before I just started to ugly cry. All of those emotions that I had been just not trying to feel for the last 5 years came out. And I cried the entire service. And Tammy got to see that. I'm sorry. But it was cathartic, I guess is the word. And at the end of service, I was mortified. I was embarrassed because of what I thought people had seen, and walked out the door figuring I would not come back. So fast forward a little bit, and Charlie Kirk got shot. And I know it sounds very cliche, but a lot of people had the same reaction I did. I just felt this overwhelming grief for someone that I didn't even know. Felt just darkness trying to invade. I don't know how else to describe it. But something inside me was trying to fight that. I felt manic. I was just in a state of confusion. I would go from excessive anger to grief to laughing all in the span of minutes. And this would just replay over and over and over. And I truly thought I was having a psychotic break. All I knew was I just had this burning desire to do something, but I had no idea what that something was. I was consumed by the need. I just wanted to gather people together and worship. I wanted to spread the love of Jesus. I wanted to sing songs of praise and spread this gospel that I didn't believe in. So, being completely confused, I did what I thought I would never do, and I picked up the phone and called Pastor Ben. And he listened to me rant for an hour, talked me back off the ledge, and at the end of our conversation, he said very nicely, "I will see you on Sunday." And that was not a request from him. I took that as an order, and it's one that I'm very grateful that I obeyed. So even after my return to Heartland, I still felt confused. I was at war with myself. It was like my head was just trying to argue with all of the things that my heart was trying to believe. And so around midnight that Sunday, I called my daddy. He is 78 years old, and he gave his life to Jesus 30 years ago. We talked for about 5 hours before I was finally able to voice the salvation prayer. And I told Jesus, I gave up. I gave up control of my life. I gave up the anger. I gave up the grief. I gave up fighting against what was happening to me. And I went to bed that night, finally calm. And I woke up the next morning and I had joy. I was joyful again. I was happy. And for the first time in years, I was happy. There was no opening of the heavens and a choir of angels. There was no electric shock or lightning bolt or whatever else you're supposed to experience in those moments. All I know is I went to bed for the next 3 nights, woke up the next 3 days happier than I was the day before, and not knowing why. And on day 4, I woke up and I finally understood. That was it for me. So people talk about being born again and just having that new life in Jesus. And it's real. I died 5 years ago and Jesus brought me back to life in October. And this new life is a whole different experience. I'm just awestruck all the time by the power and the grace of God. So I was a smoker for 30 years. And I had been trying to quit. And just couldn't do it. And one night I finally said, God, help me. Help me get rid of this addiction. I am weak. I am human. I can't do this. I don't know how. Take this addiction away from me. And 2 days later, I got sick. I don't know if it was a cold. I don't know if it was the flu. I don't know what it was, but I could not get off the couch. And I tried to smoke. And I couldn't breathe. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was having a heart attack. I was going to die. Not a good idea. So this lasted for 6 days. And after 6 days of utter misery, I felt great. I felt better and had no desire to have a cigarette, had no craving at all. So following that powerful God moment, I decided to publicly declare my faith and was baptized right here back in December. Being still very new to Christianity, I know that I have a lot to learn. I couldn't tell you who Paul's father was, or how many temples are in Jerusalem, or where Noah launched the ark from. I don't have all the facts, but I do have the feelings. I can tell you about the love that I feel. I can tell you the joy that I feel, both as a daughter of God and as a member of this congregation. I can tell you that I don't feel alone anymore. I don't feel hopeless. I don't feel hopeless. People I've known here for months know me better than people that I've known my entire life. And, that's just, it's amazing to feel that. You hear about the church family, and this is exactly what we are. This is exactly what it feels like. So I'm just going to tell you now, you guys should have been way meaner to me because you are stuck with me. I am sorry. So I guess my advice to anybody that's struggling right now, who doesn't really feel like people understand them, doesn't feel like they are accepted. They don't feel worthy. They don't really know what's going on. They just know they don't want to feel bad or dark or hate or angry anymore. Now, there is a solution. Just stop. Just stop listening to yourself. Get out of your head. Stop trying to rationalize those feelings that you're having. Stop trying to shrink back into the darkness when your light is meant to shine. You know, it might take some of us longer to get there, but that reward is definitely worth the wait. Thank you guys for letting me share this with you on this very, very special day. Have a blessed Easter, and He is risen.